Let me begin by quoting words of wisdom because they serve as guideposts in the pursuit of Davao City's programs, the enactment of ordinances, the delineation of jurisdiction, and the determination of policies. I'd like to borrow the words of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide for those who have little. Borrowing again the words of a great man, you cannot strengthen the weak by weakening the strong. You cannot help the poor by discouraging the rich. You cannot help the wage earner by pulling down the wage payer. You cannot further the brotherhood of men by inciting class hatred. We are poor, according to F. Chanel Jose, because we have lost our ethical moorings and we have become the colony of our own elite. We condone cronyism and corruption, and we do not ostracize or punish the crooks in our midst. Both cronyism and corruption are wasteful, but we allow their practice because our loyalty is to the family and to friends, and not to the larger good. We are our own enemy, and we must have the courage and the will to change ourselves. I'd like to repeat what I said when I was invited by the Senate to testify on the rice smuggling problem of this country. And I began by saying, the trouble with us in government is that we talk too much, act too slow, and do too little. Indeed, what this country needs today is not more laws, but more good men in public service. That said, allow me now to give you a briefer on Davao City, so that you will truly appreciate the work and we do, the efforts that we spend, and the goals that we pursue to the end that the benefits would go to the progress and development of the poor, the impoverished and the deprived, and the mire that they are into. This must be so. More than that, ours must be a government for the least, the last, and the lowest. Davao City is located in the so-called Trouble Island of Mindanao. It is a highly urbanized city with an area of 244,000 hectares, which makes it the largest city in the world in area. It is at times called the fruit basket of the Philippines, the flower capital of the Philippines, the home of the Philippine eagle, an endangered species which is being bred in captivity in our city. And the site where Mount Apo, the highest peak of the Philippines, partly straddles. Its water ranks number 2 in the world in terms of purity. And beginning 2016, we shall have enough energy to meet the consumer demands. And we have an excess to boot. It is said that the level of progress and development of a city is best gauged by the number of banks and financial institutions with its territorial jurisdiction. Frankly, I have lost count of the exact number of banks and financial institutions in Davao City. But what I know is that along one stretch of road of less than a kilometer long in Davao City's Chinatown, there are 20 banks. And mind you, that is only one stretch of the road. And that, to my mind, says it all. Incidentally, Davao's Chinatown is officially recognized zone. It is a creation by ordinance of the city's Sangguniang Panglungsod. With an area of 44 hectares, more or less, its meets and bounds are delineated with exactitude. You will not miss it because there are Chinese arts which dot the streets that serve as entrances and exit points from Chinatown. Modesty aside, Davao City has accomplished much in practically all aspects of governance, especially those related to health, waste management, disaster preparedness, fiscal management, anti-corruption operation, peace and order, and transparency in the deliberations and actions. And these accomplishments have not gone unnoticed by both the national government and the international agencies. Consequently, Davao City received awards and recognitions, some of which are as follows. One of the most livable cities in Asia, which translates into the most livable city in the Philippines. The 9th safest city in the world translates into being the safest city in the Philippines. The most competitive city in the Philippines, the most child-friendly city in the Philippines, in the highly urbanized cities. The gender-responsive measures, and the cleanest and greenest local government unit in the Philippines. Not only that, we are especially proud of our success in implementation and enforcement of Davao City's landmark ordinances like the anti-smoking ordinance, the firecracker ban ordinance, the anti-discrimination ordinance, Executive Order number 39 series of 2014, which fixes the speed limits at 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers, and 60 kilometers, depending upon which part of the city the vehicle travels through. Wala na kaming patay, actually. We have not experienced vehicle accidents resulting to deaths. Ever since you imposed this, Saban Manila na, it's very hard to run a 30-40, paano yan? Bubuelo ka pa. At sinabi ko naman sa kanila, well, you consult the drivers of the funeral parlors. They know how to do it. Very slow and always on the safe side. Initially, very, very strong opposition was mounted against the enforcement of these landmark legislations. I knew then, as I still know now, that it is much easier to form a habit than to break one already embedded. But I stood my ground. I did not retreat an inch. I told everyone that I took an oath to protect the health and interest of the people. Therefore, I said, I will give the people what they need, not what they want. The rest, of course, is history for Davao City. They say that to make things move and work, what is needed is political will. Let me add a dimension to that based on my experience. To succeed in governance, political will alone will not suffice. There is a danger to that because there are times when we cannot distinguish our stubbornness from our political will. In the same way that there are times when we cannot distinguish our need from our greed and our principles from biases. Together with political will, a leader must also possess the ability to inspire the people, because an inspired people is a disciplined people. And when people are disciplined, there are no limits to what they can do together. Political will and ability to inspire must go together. Davao City is good and still going good. But no matter how strong the leadership is, if that leadership does not have the support of the people, then there is nothing that much can be accomplished. It is simple as that. Davao City is a haven to law-abiding individuals, but a hellhole to criminals. You're about to ask me whether I kill people. I think that's what really motivated you to come. So lang marinig na pumabatay ba talaga ako ng tao. You know, we cannot solve what ails this country by killing people. There has to be a reason for it. It's not just that you go about like what the human rights are saying, that maybe Davao City is a safe haven to law-abiding individuals, I said, but hellhole to criminals. You come to our city with criminal intentions, and you put your freedom and your life at risk. My stand against criminality, especially those involving kidnapping for ransom and illegal drugs, wag mo talagang gawin yan. You know, if you go to my city and you do drugs and traffic, I will kill you. Ano ba yun? Make it to record for everybody. Anyway, I was informed by this former congressman, yung ulol na kalaban ko, yung pangalan ko ron doon sa listahan sa mga human rights violators. Kasama nila sa column ni Idi Amin. Kung matagal na yung patay, My stand is uncompromising. You commit these crimes, and I assure you that we will catch up with you one day. And I assure you, when you resist violently, you will leave Davao City either standing or lying down. It is entirely up to you, and do not tell me that you will not forewarn. Davao City has gone a long way since its beginnings as a Christian settlement in 1848. Today, it has metamorphosed into a center of trade, commerce, and industry. Indeed, I dare say that Davao City has become the hub around which the rest of Mindanao spins. Now, let me ask you, what is the gravest problem that our country faces today? Criminality? Illegal drugs? Corruption? Disunity? I say none of the above. But these symptoms are there, and it's a deeper problem that people would rather not talk about. But let me say it anyway. I believe that the most serious problem that bedevils our country, of this country of ours, is the erosion of the people's trust and faith in our government. The erosion of trust and faith, if not checked, will tear this country apart. That is the problem that we face today. Let me ask then, I hope for the best, but prepare for the worst if we cannot act to stop this erosion. To the businessmen who are all here, I have one final parting word to you all. This may capture the totality of my message to you today. Good governance is good business. Thank you and good day.